broadcasting live out of a basement in Appleton, Wisconsin. You're tuned into Fox Cities Core on WCZR Code Zero Radio. We're the show that gives you an opportunity to call in and be a part of the show. Our call-in line is 920-358-0795. Core. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fox Cities Core on WCZR Code Zero Radio. I'm your host, Andy McNamara, and you might notice that I'm on the other side of the desk. The reason for that is because this is going to be a non-traditional show. During this show, I'm going to highlight some of the interviews that we did over the last couple of years. And also, at the end of the show, we're going to give you an opportunity to win a prize pack from Fox Cities Core, so you're going to want to stick around. If this is your first time tuning in, Fox Cities Core is a live interview show. Typically airs live every week on WCZR Code Zero Radio. If you've never listened to Code Zero Radio, do yourself a favor and tune in for 20 minutes. You'll love it. We play lots of great music from the Fox Cities and beyond, lots of mainstream favorites. Give us 20 minutes. You'll be glad you did. I've had so much fun doing this for the last 4+ years. I hope you've had fun watching. And hopefully over the next half hour, you'll see some clips that bring back some memories. We've got a lot of great shows coming up, but this will give you a little look back. Enjoy. How was it to play shows with a band that Norb's in when you kind of grew up looking up to him? Is he an equal now, or do you still look up to him?
Definitely still look up to him. Norb is so awesome and fantastic. The Smart Shoppers are phenomenal. And their new album especially, is so good. Mm-hmm. It's so good. Even the recording on it has gone up exponentially. Definitely not equals. Definitely not.
My question is as follows. What are the advantages and disadvantages of having a band name that is pluralized with an S as opposed to a single word band name such as The Clash, The Jam, The Damned, etc.? That's it, man. That's my question.
So we're playing at this place called Hijinks in
Fort Atkinson.
Fort Atkinson, yep. And for whatever reason, before we played, there was a ton of people in the bar. That band gets done. The people are still in the bar. We get up on stage. We do the sound check, set up, and all that. And we get into it. We're a couple songs into it. People are still in the bar. And then a fight breaks out outside the bar. And everybody leaves to go watch the fight because obviously that's a better show. We don't have anyone fighting on stage. But after that, the cops are looking for a guy that comes into the bar and he hides on stage. And the cops come into the place and they don't find him because he's hiding behind a bass amp.
On stage.
It's kind of ingenious.
You guys saw him hiding behind there?
Yeah, that was a guy hiding, crouching behind the bass amp.
I mean, if you're a cop, the last place you're going to look for somebody trying to hide is going to be on stage.
Were you guys still playing? I wasn't at that one, so
No.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we played right through it.
Yeah, that was an experience.
Is Simple Machine going to get back together?
I hope so.
A reunion.
I hope so.
Tour.
You know what? There's been a bunch of people that ask us to over the years. I'm always in. I'm always down. If that would happen, I would just have to detune my bass a little bit. Have to get some rubbery strings. But yeah, I never say no to music. Music. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm probably going to say yes. If it's music, I'm like, yeah, I'll do that.
It's got to be interesting, right?
Mm. Well, true. Or you have to ask me twice. I'll say, if I really don't want to do it, I'm going to be like, nah, sorry, it's not for me. And then if you ask me again, I'll be like, all right, what time? But that's
just told everybody your secret.
Yeah, sorry. So nobody, camera 1, camera 2, camera 3.
I can tell you it doesn't work. I've been asking for the trio thing for so many years. That's true. It took at least 100,000 And I think he actually likes me, so right. If I can't get in, I don't know, you guys are no chance.
You'll get your wish someday, Howdy. Who knows? Who knows what happens after the tunes?
Fair enough.
I got sick of having all this material and not being able to record it because I don't have $1,000 to just go spend on some random recording studio somewhere. So my wife and I were lucky enough to get a house, and the basement was pretty much completely empty. bare bones, and I'm like, let's build a studio. So we did all the framing, we did all the drywall, the plaster, the lighting, just to create a space where we can create whatever we want, whether it's music, art. Like, we like to like bring the artistic side to the stage for what we do as well, you know. So like we like things to look cool, we like to set a vibe. So we just wanted to have that space for us where we can do that and constantly work on our music, you know.
Is there a thing about the bus that you like the most?
It's crazy. The people are wild. People are wild. They're cheering, they're screaming, singing. Go down the avenue, people are waving. And yes, you do have to hold the wall a little bit and try to play at the same time.
And then I got huge into this band Muse, and it just like completely like took over my life. Like every day I just wanted to play, and I'd play so much that I remember like my fingers would get all torn up because I didn't have like calluses on them yet. So I remember taking like super glue from my dad's like basement area, and I would like put them on my fingers so I could keep playing because I didn't want to stop. So yeah, that's how I got into it, you know, at least for the start. So
Would you consider that, like, it sounds almost like an obsession?
I mean, I was just really motivated because I remember like just seeing all these videos online like of like big bands performing. I just thought it was like the coolest thing ever. Like I would sit there and like when I was like 10 or 11 years old, like just like learning, I would remember like when no one was home, I would sit in like the front office room area and like play guitar, and I'd like pretend I was like on stage in front of people, and I would like pretend I'm like yelling out like, "What's up, Wembley?" And I would like sit there and yell, and like I had like this like big ambition in my head, so I just like wanted to continue building that. And so yeah, I guess it was an obsession a little bit, but probably a good one, you know, something that I was really motivated to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess I've always been like talking about mental health in song, you know, kind of making fun of my own anxieties and that sort of thing, and that's been like a good way to emote and kind of vent out my little emo kid self. But yeah, I mean, I always wanted to make a book, and the Panda was so huge creatively because I had all this time to create, and I just made so many drawings and paintings and all these like kind of depression comedy jokes, and it fit all together in that book. I think some of you guys have it. It's called "It's Hard to Be a Person: Defeating Anxiety, Surviving the World, and Having More Fun." And yeah, that's been a cool ride because it's like a parallel thing to the music where it's like it's put me in some new avenues creatively, and also like I've got to talk to tons of new media that, you know, CBS or NBC or people outside of like the music press, which has been neat. And yeah, man, it's been cool. I didn't expect that, but I guess mental health is big talk, part of the culture right now.
And then there's some people that think I can do, like I've had people say, can you reduce the reverb on the drums, or can you add some effects to the backing vocals and mastering? And it's like, no, it's like I can't. It's not where you do that part of the you know, it's baked into the mix. So I get some people that don't understand what it is, and I do get some people that sort of overestimate, you know, what can happen in mastering. Like they think they can record and mix their album themselves for the first time and then send it to me and it's going to sound like a world-class album. And you can only do so much in mastering, you know, like even the greatest mastering engineer of all time can only do so much with what they're given. You know, mixing and recording and production is really where the big stuff happens that usually makes that album sound amazing or not. And the mastering is, I kind of equate it to like photo touching or color correction for video. It's like you can't change what's there. You can only just make sure it's presented as nicely as possible, like framing a photo or retouching a photo, enhancing the photo. But you know, you're not going to make it's not a super transformative process for the most part.
Sister, are you sleeping? Did you dream your life away? Would you listen if I told you things were gonna be okay? 'Cause if you don't want, you don't have to. And if you don't want, well, I can go.
It's kind of mind-blowing to all us. You know, as we went along, it's complicated music, and we're like, hey, you know what? We're okay, but we need to be better. And we kept trying to get better as we went along, and we did. And it's so fun to do that show now. We just did a show at the Majestic in Madison. It was sold out. College kids to 70-year-olds were at that show, and it was so fun. Everybody loves that music.
3 band names from the Fox Cities, from bands. Tell me your favorite. All right? It's not judging by music.
Okay. Okay. What are we judging by?
Just how you like the band name.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
Okay, so
got it.
Girl in the Gun.
Girl and the Gun, or in the Gun?
Girl and the Gun.
And the Gun.
Would be the first one. The Traveling Suitcase.
Okay.
And the last one, Redshift Headlights.
I like Redshift Headlights.
Redshift Headlights. Who do you go to for the videos? Do you hire somebody for that? Do you have a team put together? Do you guys do those yourself?
The last, 7 or 8 of them have been Ryan Klasa, who is based out of Oshkosh. We've been working with this team that's based here in the area, and we were working with them while we were still in California. Mm-hmm. So it's been a couple of years that we've been working with them. Ryan Klasa, kind of a big deal. He's kind of a big deal. Yeah, he did Skinned, he did Burst, he did Good Riddance, he did... I'm going to lose track. He's done so many at this point.
Yeah,
but
I think he edited What Doesn't Kill You.
Yep, he did the one that's like the pop-up video. Yep, that one. The very first one he did for us is Paper Doll.
I appreciate you bringing the spread over there.
Yeah.
What are you working with over there?
I brought you some hot sauce from California. We ordered it, and my girlfriend wants it out of the house. So it's the Pepper Plant original California style. They didn't have Tabasco out there when we were out there. We went to Big Sur last year. So I was taking in the hot sauces. So I wanted this, and then I ordered it, and it never came. And then I ordered 2 more, and then they all came on like the same day. And so we tried it, and we have 2 more. So it's open, and you can have it. Do you like hot sauce?
I do now.
Oh, boy. I mean, it's not that good. It's pretty good.
When I went over there, they saw what I was doing. And then when they came back around on tour, people had the Christmas tree lights wrapped around them. People had the ski masks on. One guy brought a burlesque dancer with them. They had the megaphones. You know, I'm not going to call out anybody's name, but people definitely bit my style. And that's what I'm saying with the thing of I knew that I was ahead of my time. I knew that I was innovating and, stuff like that. A visionary, if you will. But I just ripped off other people. Like these rap people now, they're probably getting into glam, getting into, T-Rex and getting into, the Runaways and stuff. But I was already into that. So I know the progression. And Marilyn Manson and David Bowie, I know the progression of what, you start out goth and then, regular metal. Then you get more goth and then you go for the whole like alien space guy thing. And then you go for the pretty girl, kind of like the Eurythmics, like the suit era. They're like, I'm a professional now, but also I like to cross-dress.
So I always wanted recording a bigger sound, and especially for the Under the Sun release, which I don't think you guys are on that one at all. Mm-hmm. I wanted to call it the Monsoons because I figured at that point I was looking for a backing band, not knowing who it was going to be. But just wanted to hire people at that time in Tennessee. When I come home, it'd be different people filling in every once in a while. And then I guess it's not that deep at all, but like musicians came down like a monsoon kind of. So, and my last name starts with M, so it was easy to combine. So I don't know if today, like if we started this group, if we would call it that. It seems like we would just be the Monsoons, So it's just always, maybe we'll change it someday.
Yeah, it's a very different world now. And I think so Electric City this year is going to be, I'm excited. I think so I'll be jumping out of my skin on this show, man. I tell you, I want to stomp on that stage this year. We're going to kick the dirt and make sure it rises a little higher than ever.
It's going to be a party.
Yes. It's going to be all the hard work that Jason and, of course, you two guys. I mean, you guys been plowing at this for a long time.
Well, I guess I've been friends with Butch Vig for as long as I can remember. He produced one of my records, and I kind of know a lot of Madison people. My mother and father met at Madison, and a lot of my friends from high school went to Madison. So, yeah. Speak of the devil. How do you know Butch? I'm doing an interview. Yes,
It's my favorite. It's my favorite solo song. So
there you go.
I've come to a point in my life where I don't really care. It's like, yeah, I'll post an intro and I'll be like, oh, I like this. And then I'll put it on Facebook. And mostly what I'm doing in this whole process, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I'll put a snippet on there and just to kind of gauge what reaction it gets. And then maybe I'll finish that song and I'll post a video of it. And maybe I'll change that song the next day and then I'll post the change. And then off of that, I like to feed on the comments. Like if something gets nothing, you have to take into consideration that it's Facebook, right? So,
right.
But if I get a good response for it, then I know I've got something, and maybe I'll try to tighten it up and make a few word changes, tenses, and look at all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of our way of like, instead of just solely focusing on like our own music, you know, projects where like it involves our own egos, like bringing in other people and working with them like collaboratively to create things with other people, you know. And I don't know, it's just a way to do something new, I think.
Which I a great story. Probably don't have enough time, but his security detained me after like 30 seconds into the fourth song when I was shooting way back. Like physically grabbed me and detained me and made me delete pictures off my camera.
That's like you're
Which
at the
the time
airport.
I was like, you know what, I'm cool. But now thinking back, like you're going hands on to a photographer. Come on, dude. You know, it's crazy.
This was not some fly-by-night stitch your pants movie. It was a real movie. And it is a real movie because there's huge sections in it that we had to produce later. And my favorite part of the movie is when Charles is talking about growing up in did I do this story before? He's talking about his first school play, right? And we show black and white footage of his first school play, but I shot that here in Appleton with kids, and we made a whole production, and my daughter is in it, and they dressed in their period clothes. They look like 19th. People to this day say, where did you get that footage?
Last record we recorded with Amos from Crutch of Memory, Dusk.
So you did that right here in Appleton?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Nice.
And that went really well, and he just has a really great ear, so if he's available again, maybe we'll go with him, or I don't know what else is on the table right now. We haven't really talked about it much.
Possibly the Romeo Void type thing.
That's
a possibility.
How did I forget that?
Actually, I designed that. That's all my photography, and
he's an amazing photographer, and probably the most prolific photographer in the world. Because most people take 1,000 photos and they edit it down to one. He puts out these photo books, and I think we're up to, and he brings one down for the studio every time.
Those are the photo books in the studio?
Yeah.
Those are awesome. I always look through those.
And
those are mine.
We're up to the 11th, 13th edition?
13 actual editions, and
Yeah.
then there's 4 or 5 special editions.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, this guy shoots a lot, and so of course you're going to do the artwork on the record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, kind of all the way through. Somebody would have some of the lyrics halfway there, and we all just kind of finish them. Even when
you're right.
A lot of times you'd come up with lyrics, and then while we're listening back, we'd change.
You're
a few
like, it
words
doesn't make
here.
any sense, bro.
Yeah. Right.
You might as well be speaking in
What does that
German,
even
brother.
mean?
Can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
I conveniently forgot about that. And then there's songs where I was the main writer on, right? Like Precious Heart and things like that too. So yeah, it's a great group effort. I think Hammond came in. He was really good at the bass and hooks and arranging some things. He would make some cool sense of a bridge that.
He's always got good ideas for song structure.
Yeah.
I don't know. As much as I had a good time spearheading the process for this solo project, I don't know if that's really my bag. I love how it turned out and everything, but I love being in a band. I love being a collaborator. And, like just yesterday, Sam sent out a demo for a song, and I got to say, what about this for the bridge? And recorded a little phone recording and sent it back. I love that. I love that part of it.
Oh, we love Sherry Lane. We love Sinner in the Saint. We love playing with Trash Pan, the Sons of Kong.
Sons of Kong.
Who am I missing? I know I'm going to be missing a bunch of people.
Floral
Friday.
So,
here's a picture of me and Emily playing at the New Moon in like maybe 2002 or 3, and this was taken on a digital camera that a friend of mine had. So it actually turned out pretty well. But I mean, we weren't playing that fast. It's just really blurry because it's a digital camera.
A tramp stamp of Beast Sugar.
That's right, I do.
You gotta show it. You gotta show it before. You should show it now.
I should show it now.
Larry's put on the spot.
That's right.
No, he really has a tramp
I'll do
stamp.
it.
It's really got a Beast Sugar
Yeah,
tramp stamp.
I have the tattoo on my tramp stamp.
Go for it if you want. Is that a Grateful Dead tattoo you have there, Larry?
It says Beast
No,
Sugar.
it says Beast Sugar, man.
With the metal unicorn.
Metal unicorn. It's that shirt's unicorn with their Beast Sugar logo.
With the album being out there, it gets you exposure, and I'm not sure how this came about, but there was Radio France got a copy of that, and I think 2 or 3 of the songs charted in France, and at the end of 84, 85, whatever year it was, I think we were number 2 on Radio France, and so that's
and
what I
somebody
learned.
sent us a random letter, right? Because we had a address, a post office box or something on there, and we got a letter, and we had to take it to somebody who could translate French for us.
Oh, some reviews, things
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
I can't speak to the origins of the grass in the mouth as far as its relation to country music.
So when you do it, though, does it feel
It feels
natural?
very country, yeah.
It feels natural.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good. I think it looks real good.
I was never a big gum chewer, so this kind of fills that void.
This is a pretty sweet jacket. I was meaning to comment on it when I first saw you with it.
I wore this in the Cowboy Key music video.
That actual jacket?
Yeah.
That should be in a shadow box on the wall down here.
Maybe I'll leave it.
Yeah, I mean, festivals can really, they can be great, but they can really suck too. Again, it's just about advancing the hell out of it, being prepared, knowing what you can and can't get away with and do, and just, advancing and making sure that you're covered in everything and you know what you're walking into.
These guys asked me if I'd come back to Rebel Waltz, and so then Scott Brown was drumming with us. And JJ was his studio was full for him, so we were doing that recording there. And many recordings after that there, too.
When Eagles Club was opened up, I remember in high school and in middle school, high school, when Eagles Club was a thing. Tom Smith was booking over there, and I remember seeing like Child of Time over there.
Yeah.
And, some of those guys,
which doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, and then Eagles Club now they tore that down. So the metal scene, I think the metal scene kind of shifted down here in south.
We were up half the night a couple of nights, getting just the phaser just right.
Oh my god, yeah. Hours. All of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, it's 2 a.m. and we're just literally stuck on phasers right now. And I'm like, we need a phaser on top of a phaser. But there's a part in the song where I'm like, free.
Don't wait on by for the stereotypes that keep on casting down. There's no hashtags, radio hype.
I was big into sludge metal stuff and a big fan of the Melvins and then Corrosion Conformity.
Down,
yeah. Love Down. Oh man,
Alice in Chains,
yeah, and just that kind of genre. Anything that if you get this really greasy breakdown, I'm in it. I'm in for it.
Yeah. It's fun handing out those awards. The Whammy Awards, by the way, are a little bit different now too. They've gone to it's a little more professionally run. It's a independent outside agency that's doing the nomination process and the voting process. So if you'd like to support your local musicians, I think you can sign up for as little as $10 a year.
When people don't know about the band and they ask me to explain it, if I only have, an elevator pitch, I'll say it's like Pink Floyd with a dance beat. That's kind of how I describe it.
And I actually, I was back here in August visiting Wisconsin, and I had a gig, and the band leader was kind of like, "How old are you now?" I said, "Oh, I just turned 22. He said, "Well, why are your parents still here?" I said, "Well, they want to come." He's like, "Well, they don't need to anymore. You're old enough to get in." I said, "No, like they want to be here. They're always here." And he just said, "That's so profound. You just, don't see that as often."
On TikTok right now because I just decided like I'm just gonna just say, well, I'll just do it, and I started to not think as much that hard about it. For a while I was thinking super hard about it. It was all I thought about was social media, getting more followers.
3 Appleton band names from Fox Cities. Tell me which band name you think is the best.
Okay.
First, we've got The Present Age. The next is Zebra Muscle. The next is Sons of Kong.
Sons of Kong? Like King Kong?
Yes.
Oh, wait, what am I talking about? Zebra Muscle.
Bill is the main song.
I think, and I think I just had like a handful of riffs to kind of get this going. And that was sort of wise because like when we had Frank come in, it was sort of like, here's what we got. And then we sort of just added to that. But I think, going forward, it's going to be everyone kind of pitches stuff in. Frank's got a lot of good stuff, too.
For everybody out there listening, go get the Code Zero app and start listening to it. It's a great radio station, except he's got to play some more John Spencer's Blues Explosion. But other than that,
we're very quiet people.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of musicians are very introverted and shy and awkward.
And we have that, so we come across as like we're not the networking types.
No.
Honestly, have made some great friends along the way, but like we've probably
Sometimes
come
it's
across
something
as
like
weird.
you gotta do, but I like it to be natural, man.
Yeah. It helps me, especially as, a musician and as a friend and as a teacher, that like these guys don't know some of the goofball music theory stuff. So then I've got to slow down. And then as I'm slowing down, I'm going, oh, that chord doesn't fit right. Or this strumming pattern doesn't, this change doesn't work. And I'm like, okay. And then like, now I'm like, oh, excellent. Like this sounds so much better, because these guys, they're differing styles and, differ from mine too, because I play guitar too. That's, I started on guitar. Well, I started on drums originally as a kid, but
that obviously didn't work.
All right, so there it was. A little potpourri of some of our past guests. Of course, there's a lot more than that. You can find the full library on our YouTube page by searching for Fox Cities Core in YouTube, or you can go to live.codezeroradio.com, click on Andy McNamara on the far right, kind of down halfway down the page, and I've got the whole list listed out. Just click on the artist you want to see. It'll take you right to that YouTube interview. Also, would like to ask for your vote. If you haven't done so already, the Whammy Awards, which is the Wisconsin Area Music Industry, their People's Choice Awards are open for voting right now. It closes on March 8th. If you would be so kind, I would appreciate your vote in any of the categories that Code Zero is nominated in, including media, on-air personality, radio station, and of course Ika Rumba is also in there for some nominations. So any of your votes, much appreciated. Thank you very much for even considering us. I'll have links for how you can vote in the comments or into the show notes for this show. Also, I wanted to do a contest. So if you comment on any of the video feeds online, you will be entered in to win a prize pack for me, which includes a nice frameable Fox Cities Core poster. Also be including some CDs and some different things. It should be fun. All you have to do is leave a comment, and we will randomly pick a winner and announce it on Sunday. I want to take a moment to thank not only the bands that have appeared on the show, but also you, the viewers, for taking the time to tune into this show. It's much appreciated. Thank you very much. You've been watching Fox Cities Core on WCZR, Code Zero Radio.